Oh, such a good story. Hi kind friends, today I'm going to be doing a social media book tag. I was not tagged by anybody, but when did that stop me? So I found out about this tag from Christina Horner. You can check out her video down below. Thought it was a pretty cool way to find a different way to share a book with someone, so I hope you enjoy. Twitter, your favorite shortest book. I have a lot of Dr. Seuss books that are all very enjoyable, but I wouldn't say they were necessarily my favorites. To be a little sneaky, I have Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. I hope I said his name right. This isn't really a short book, but it's all poetry, so it would take you less than a day to read, so I would consider that to be short. I'll read you one of my favorites, Hug-O-War. I will not play at tug-o-war. I would rather play at hug-o-war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. Isn't that great? So there's a cute little picture. So it's just all a bunch of poems from Shel Silverstein along with illustrations that he made to go along with everything. And of course the star is Where the Sidewalk Ends, which is very good. Definitely recommend you read it. Facebook, a book everyone pressured you into reading. I would say definitely I felt pressured into reading 50 Shades of Grey since everyone, including their mothers, read that book, but I didn't finish it. I got the Kindle preview and I read the first chapter and I honestly thought it was pretty boring, but then I thought later on, you know, I didn't really give it a chance. Everyone is like, whoa, the sex scenes! So why don't I just Google an excerpt of the sex scenes and read that and see what I think of it? And I thought that was pretty boring too. I mean, obviously there were things that they were doing that I'm like, okay, but I just didn't find it interesting. So I don't know if that counts because I didn't really give the book a full chance. I didn't read more than a chapter, but everyone was like, you should read it. So I'm going to see the movie. Probably not in theaters, but I'm totally going to watch it. Tumblr, a book you read before it was cool. I'm not really sure what to pick for this one because honestly, a lot of the things that I read are based on recommendations or like, you know, like when you buy something and then it's like recommended reading because you like this. I never really read something just because I saw it and I'm like, that seems kind of neat, and then suddenly, you know, a year later everyone's like, ah! So that actually hasn't happened to me. But when I was reading and watching a lot of other people doing this tag, a few people said Cinder. And Cinder I read on Audible, or I listened to on Audible, and I really enjoyed it, so I thought I would put that out there. I mentioned it in a favorites a few months ago. People are starting to talk about it a lot now, but I'm not sure if they were when I first listened to it, so just thought I'd put that one as a possible option. MySpace, a book you don't remember whether you liked or not. I thought this was a funny question because I remember loving MySpace. I mean, there's never a question as to whether or not I liked MySpace. At the end, it got really lame, but in the beginning, I was obsessed with MySpace. City of Bones, they made it into a movie also, and I don't remember whether or not I liked the audiobooks. I got it on Audible, but I know I was disappointed in the movie, so maybe I liked it, I don't remember. But I just thought I would put in here, since this wasn't an option for any of the questions, is a book you hate. And I just want to tell you, I hate the third book in the Divergent series, Allegiant. I hate it. Like, I honestly wish that it didn't exist. I've never disliked a book that much. I mean, I enjoyed the first two a lot, quite a lot. But the third one, I'm not going to say it in a way that's spoilery, but the twist that happened made my, like, blood boil. I was like, oh. I really hated the twist. Like, hated the twist. And what bothered me the most is that I could tell that she must have planned that from the first inception of the book. So I'm just like, but I didn't hate it because of the ending. A lot of people hated it because of the ending, and if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. But I actually didn't care that that happened. I was like, okay, I could see why that would be beneficial. But the twist, I just hated it. Instagram, a book so beautiful you had to Instagram it. Now this one was hard for me because I actually pretty much only read books on my Kindle or listen to it on Audible. This is my new cover for my iPad mini. Isn't it so cute? It's from Verso, but I actually got it used at Plato's Closet for just $10, and it looks like a book. But anyway, so I pretty much only digital books. That's just me. I just pre-ordered Grace's guidebook. I'm so excited about it. It's by the YouTuber Grace Helbig. I have a blog post on it already. Oh, I'm so excited. But anyway, so I pretty much never buy physical books. Oh, this is upside down. Unless it's a self-help book. So that was difficult for me, and I started to think, is there any book I've ever Instagrammed? Because I've been into digital for years before Instagram. And I'm pretty sure the only book I've Instagrammed is The Last Unicorn, as well as its movie. I think the movie is obviously a lot prettier than this. I've definitely Instagrammed both of them. And by the way, I did eventually finish it. I said forever ago, I still haven't finished it, and I've been meaning to. But Chris pointed out to me that I didn't even notice, was that at the end, 2 hearts. I don't know why I never turned this. I'm like, it's like half of the, why didn't I ever read it? But it's the short story sequel, so I need to read that. I was like, how did I not know that that was there? Since I'm always getting digital books, the covers just kind of go over my head, which is a little sad because I love the way covers, like when I'm at a bookstore, I'm like, pretty, but I just prefer digital. YouTube, a book you wish would be turned into a movie. So this book already has a movie, and it's horrible. It's Blood and Chocolate by Annette Curtis Claus, which is a pretty cool name, by the way. Basically, it's a werewolf that falls in love with a human. Blood and Chocolate. The movie was just despicable. They pretty much only took the characters' names and the fact that she was a werewolf that fell in love with a human. That's pretty much all that they took out of it. Everything else is gone, and it was just so nicely written, and they made it cheap, and that she was a chocolatier, and it was like, what the heck? I think that they should reboot it. They should try again. Goodreads, a book you recommend to everyone. So I have The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I read this my senior year in 2008, which was surprisingly a very long time ago already. But look, I have notes in it. A lot of people, I don't know if people on BookTube are going to be like mad, but I like to write in my books. I love writing in my books. Whenever they were physical books, with digital books, I don't like those annotation functions. But with physical books, I like highlighting my favorite quotes, and I like referencing. I'm like, this is totally going to be foreshadowing for something, and I'll highlight it and I'll make a note. And then when I find out later what it was, I'll find that original page. See foreshadowing in page 7 and 64, and then I'll explain it. But I like doing things like that. But this is a book that I've read probably 5 times. Basically, it's that people aren't reproducing, like the world is going to become extinct because people aren't reproducing. People in certain situations end up becoming handmaids, which is basically someone that comes into a marriage of a wealthy or higher up official, and they basically are like not a sex toy, but the husband tries to get that woman pregnant because his wife won't get pregnant. Linking all of these on Amazon, so make sure to check them out because this is such a good book. Like, I've read this so many times. As you can see, I made lots of notes, and the more notes means the more I liked it, because apparently I wrote down my favorite quotes. We were the people who were not in the papers. We lived in the blank white spaces at the edges of print. It gave us more freedom. We lived in the gaps between the stories. And then from page 24, there is more than one kind of freedom, said Aunt Lydia. Freedom to and freedom from. It's just, oh, such a good story. Skype, a book with characters you wish you could talk to. That's easy. That's like a duh. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I love this book so much. But yeah, it's pretty obvious that anyone, I feel like a lot of people are going to pick this. A lot of people are going to pick Harry Potter because who wouldn't want to talk to Snape? But you know, I'm a Snape fangirl. So that is the end of my social media book tag. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If any of you want to do this video, feel free to say I tagged you because I'm pretty new to BookTube. If you have a book YouTube account, let me know because I'd very much be interested in watching it. And if you want to do this tag, let me know. And yeah, oh, you can put your BookTube tag in the comments too, so we all can watch it. So I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to be one of my kind friends. Check out my Patreon page. if you want to be part of the Kind Council, and make sure to subscribe, thumbs up, all of those good things, and I'll see you very soon.
I'm so fancy, you already know I'm in the fast lane, from LA to Tokyo,